This is the Troll Patrol, live with Justin FREAKIN.
Welcome to the Troll Patrol, live. It's a freaking Friday. I think that means we should get a little high. Just because it's the weekend, it's party time. We got some crazy stories to talk about tonight. The My Pillow guy spotted at the White House with some really bizarre notes in his hand. The National Guard has been authorized to use lethal force come the inauguration on Wednesday. Trump says he's going to leave the White House hours before Biden is inaugurated. They have identified the woman now known as Capital Meemaw. We're going to talk about that. "23 people in Norway die after being administered the Pfizer COVID vaccine." That's pretty odd. And we are going to end the show by finding out what Betty White is going to do for her 99th birthday. Holy shit. Hold on, let me take a hit. Smoke them if you've got them. It's a freaking Friday. Let's get into the crazy politics of the day. The fucking My Pillow guy. I can't believe this shit. This story is wild. First of all, if you don't know who Mike Lindell, the My Pillow guy is, it's this guy right here. He used to be a crackhead, cokehead, turned his life around, gave it over to Jesus, and now apparently he is Trump's right-hand man. Mike Lindell, ladies and gentlemen. My Pillow CEO Mike Lindell brings notes to White House that suggest calling for martial law if necessary. It comes after Mr. Lindell tweeted then deleted calls for Donald Trump to impose martial law in the 7 battleground states that delivered Joe Biden the presidency. The notes captured by a photographer as Mr. Lindell entered the Oval Office on Friday come after Lindell tweeted, "Yeah, we know that shit." The page is curved and not fully visible, but the heading is titled, "Taken Immediately to Save the Illegible Constitution." It refers to a cyber attorney and Kraken attorney Sidney Powell, while recommending Kash Patel as acting CIA director. This 5 fucking days before Joe Biden takes office. This is the picture of the notes. It was a journalist with a long lens zooming in on Lindell standing outside of the Oval Office. Here we can see the words Insurrection Act now as a result of the assault on thee, and we don't know what it says after that. The next line, which is cut off, says martial law if necessary upon the first hint of any. The rest of it is cut off. I can understand that, but the military seems 100% dedicated to a peaceful transfer of power. I think they are done with Trump. So I don't know exactly what's going to happen, but this set of notes from My Pillow guy coming out of the Oval Office, guys, I have a very bad feeling about the things that are going to go on this week. And here at towards the bottom, it says, make clear this is China, Iran. What the fuck? And thank God these people are so stupid. So this is a picture of him standing outside the Oval Office. Looking like a real nut job. So, okay. Here is what we can see inside of the notes. You say that, but the military overwhelmingly supported Bernie Sanders. And then in the general election, overwhelmingly went for Biden. So, now is acting national security cut off. Him with getting the evidence of all the cut off. As the election and all information regarding cut off. People he knows who already have security cut off. Done massive research on these issues cut off. Fort Meade. He is an attorney with cyber cut off. And is up to speed on election issues. Next line, Insurrection Act. Now as a result of the assault on the cut off. Martial law, if necessary, upon the first hint of any cut off. Then we've got some names. Sidney Powell, Bill Olson, Kurt Olson, move Kash Patel to CIA acting. Why the fuck is the My Pillow guy? Why does he even have notes? And why are they talking about serious personnel decisions 5 fucking days before Joe Biden takes office? This is sketchy as fuck. Upon foreign interference in the election, trigger cut off. Powers. Make clear this is China, Iran. Cut off. Used domestic actors. So it would seem that they're going to try to frame China and Iran for the riots at the Capitol and make it look fuckery is afoot. That is a fantastic phrase to describe what we are currently experiencing. Holy shit. But it's the My Pillow guy. This guy isn't anything in our government. Holy fuck. Amazingly enough, somebody actually posted the video of the next story I wanted to talk about. It's hard to get your hands on some smokage. I hate to hear that. I would think you guys could grow some good stuff down there. So CNN did an interview with one of the Capitol Police, and just listen to what he has to say. This is insane.
Trying to fight as best I could. I remember guys were stripping me of my gear. These are rioters, pulling my badge off my chest. They ripped my radio off my vest. Started pulling ammunition magazines.
This is a cop with the Capitol Police.
On my belt. And then some guys started getting a hold of my gun, and they were screaming out, kill him with his own gun.
And these are the Blue Lives Matter people.
It was just self-preservation. How do I survive this situation? And I thought about, using deadly force. I thought about shooting people. And then I just came to the conclusion that, if I was to do that, I might get a few, but I'm not going to take everybody, and they'll probably take my gun away from me, and that would definitely give them the justification that they were looking for to kill me. If they already didn't have made that up in their minds. So the other option I thought of was, try to appeal to somebody's humanity. And I just remember yelling out that I have kids, and it seemed to work. some people in the crowd started to encircle me and try to offer me some level of protection.
So they're showing the video of him right there.
And they gave, that provided me
escorted
like
out.
time or other officers, specifically my partner, Jimmy Albright, enough time.
There's a Blue Lives Matter flag flying
back into the west front of the Capitol.
as they're talking about killing a cop with his own gun.
Thoughts on the individuals in the crowd that
Oh, wait till you hear what he has to say here at the end.
or try to offer some assistance. And I think kind of
It may be.
It's like, thank you, but you for being there.
So he told the people that helped him out, thank you, but fuck you for being there.
That provided me with like enough time or other officers, specifically my partner, Jimmy Albright, enough time to get to me and get me the hell out of there and back into the west front of the Capitol.
What is up, Ninja?
Asked me, my thoughts on the individuals in the crowd that, that helped me or try to offer some assistance. And I think kind of the conclusion I've come to is like, thank you, but you for being there.
All right, so right-wingers have been all over the story of the quote-unquote journalist that was arrested. Rolling Stone is referring to him as an activist. He was arrested today, I believe. Or maybe yesterday. Activist and video journalist John Sullivan describes how he captured raw, comprehensive footage of the chaos and violence at the storming of the U.S. Capitol. Now, this guy is this is who the right-wingers are calling a BLM plant inside of the Capitol siege. So, yeah, here is Rolling Stone has updated their story. John Sullivan was arrested and charged on January the 14th, according to the Department of Justice, with one count of knowingly entering or remaining in any restricted building or grounds without lawful authority, one count of violent entry, and one count of disorderly conduct. Apparently, one count of interfering with law enforcement. An FBI affidavit discounts Sullivan's claim to be a journalist. The FBI says he has admitted that he has no press credentials, and the investigation has not revealed any connection between Sullivan and any journalistic organizations. Now, clearly, this guy's a streamer. Clearly, it would seem that he was acting in journalistic capacity. Apparently, he handed over his footage to the FBI. Known as Jaden X, he is a civil rights activist and crowd-funded video journalist. Let me see if I got a picture here real fast. You guys have probably seen it going around on Facebook. Shit, they don't have it. We'll pull up his picture. Because right-wingers have been all over this as their proof of Antifa. This guy right here. Shit. Exactly. Trump just got impeached and he's having meetings about replacing the director of the CIA and how they need to declare martial law. This is extremely worrying. 5 days to go. Something is going to happen this week. I don't know that he's going to be able to get away with anything. The fact that we've seen pictures of his fucking notes of this proves he's not some super genius. I don't know what AOC eyes means. Are you saying he's cute? He does. He definitely has some balls. He donned a bulletproof vest, embedded himself in the masses that President Trump had incited to storm the Capitol. Sullivan scrambled up scaffolding and repeatedly weaved through a crush of rioters to record clashes between the mob and law enforcement. He emerged with a raw hour-and-a-half frontline documentary of the day and violent, chaotic events. So, type in Jaden X on the YouTube. You can watch his whole hour-and-a-half of the events. So yeah, we've got a couple more clips. They just keep coming out. I don't what do you think Insurgents USA means? Here we have video of this guy here. This is some more of the parlor video that has been preserved. I have that story, the story of her explaining the process of how she preserved everything. I'm thinking about doing something on Monday. Indeed. Oh, so we've seen the other side of this video. We've seen them storming this guy. And he leads them up the stairs. So this one stuck out to me. A woman who is a real estate agent who flew on a private jet to storm the Capitol has been arrested. She even took pictures of herself holding up a peace sign next to a window they've broken out. What the fuck? A treason influencer. A Texas real estate agent who took a private jet to the Capitol last week and called it one of the best days of my life was charged Friday for participating in the violent insurrection. Jenna Ryan from Frisco, Texas, a real estate broker and life coach. Producer Dave is their video of her. She's a life coach. She has a YouTube channel, doesn't she? Holy shit. Among yet another handful of rioters rounded up by the feds on Friday. Ryan went on a PR offensive after the riot, telling Spectrum News that she answered the call of my president. There's a lot of people talking about how Trump couldn't possibly be responsible for it. But we have people on record saying they answered the call of their president. It's not necessarily about taking over the Capitol, she said. It's about we the people own this building. Flew on a small private aircraft on January the 5th. The next day, she posted a bathroom mirror selfie on Facebook with the caption, "We're going to go down and storm the Capitol. They're down there right now, and that's why we came. And so that's why we are going to that's what we are going to do. So wish me luck." This is a prelude to going to war. Oh, that's kind of fucking incriminating. Holy shit. Another writer posted information on Facebook. Photos of himself in the Capitol and I am wanted on his Facebook page.
Doors just got open, so we all barged through the fucking door.
So here is the Q insignia. So we know he is.
Somebody cracked the door. Somebody broke in and opened the door for me. I don't know. Yeah. So the door's open. I get into the rotunda, and then I take my picture and do a few things, and I start heading down the hallway this way, and then all of a sudden I see the gas.
Well, this isn't incriminating at all.
Yeah, and so, huh? How far did they make it? We basically took the whole fucking building. Because there were people in the chamber. No, I don't know about that. I don't. They chased them all out. I don't think they both.
This is just.
And then the doors just got open.
Surely they're going to get a bunch of plea deals out of this. Because they have so much evidence. The DOJ has announced a new webpage for the U.S. Capitol riot related charges. Let's check it out here. Investigations regarding violence at the Capitol. You can keep up with everybody. A nice little database here. Probably searchable. It is. Search this site. Well, thank you, Department of Justice. Now, one person that you are not going to find on the Department of Justice's site is a woman dubbed Capital Meemaw. You might have seen her in memes. It's this little woman right here. Been a lot of jokes made about her. Like, okay, who left Meemaw at the Capitol? Some people tweeting out about white privilege in America, but this isn't the Capitol. She's actually not at the Capitol protest. Girl, we're really about to overthrow the government. $1 trillion defense budget couldn't keep Meemaw from breaching our Capitol building. Aunt Tifa. But she wasn't in the Capitol on January the 6th. Instead, she was participating in another protest in Topeka, Kansas. So yeah, they're standing around calmly. It's in the Kansas State Capitol Rotunda. They're fucking with you. So yeah, Capitol Meemaw wasn't actually at the Capitol, but the memes are hilarious. What canteen? What kind of canteen did she have? Oh, this is one of those little plastic cup things. You can get that at like any dollar store, can't you? Now, newly elected GOP Congresswoman Lauren Boebert has lashed out for getting accused of supporting the MAGA riot. That thing is bad already. A Republican Congresswoman who was accused of collaborating with the MAGA rioters. Now, I don't know exactly about accused or who has done what accusing. We did the story yesterday. Technical straw, goddamn. We did the story yesterday. And she is among a handful of congresspeople that have been speculated on Twitter to be involved in the reconnaissance mission, giving tours the day before at the U.S. Capitol. I named them off: Gohmert, Jim Jordan, Matt Gaetz, Lauren Boebert. Those are your suspects right now, but that is just Twitter rumor. She's lashing out at the Democrat that we played that was on MSNBC last night. Representative Lauren Boebert is one of the more colorful members of the GOP House Caucus. On MSNBC yesterday, Representative Sean Patrick Maloney, this is a gay website. They're making a big deal about Maloney being gay. I didn't realize that when we watched it yesterday. Said that he saw a member of Congress giving a reconnaissance tour to alleged insurrectionists just before the MAGA riots. He said that he saw her help the rioters plan an escape route. He didn't mention Boebert's name, but rumors of her involvement in the riots have been spreading on social media for the past week. Well, yeah, we're not dealing with the smartest people in the world. That's for sure.
Do you think we're stupid? You think we're fools?
Yes, Rudy. Yes, I absolutely do. So Boebert assumed Maloney was talking about her. She set off newly installed metal detectors at the Capitol earlier this week and refused to hand over her bag to Capitol Police. While she has not said that she will bring a gun to the inauguration, she can apparently understand why someone would believe that she will. So she's issued a statement based on your lies and those of your colleagues. Some have even gone so far as to accuse me of conspiring with the criminals that attacked the Capitol on January 6th. Yes. I personally would like an investigation into it. Your failure to fact check, now she's saying this to Maloney, any of these lies or even talk to me before doing the interview on a national television network have resulted in my office receiving numerous death threats and hundreds of vile phone calls and emails. Representative Boebert, I would like to let you in on a little secret. Anybody that does anything public facing, any old yahoo that gets on camera and talks on Twitch and YouTube is going to get death threats. Especially when you're spreading lies on the House floor. You're tweeting out the speaker's location during a siege on the Capitol. Boebert continues, I comply with all applicable firearm laws and regulations. I did not conspire with criminals that attacked the U.S. Capitol. I have never given a tour of the U.S. Capitol to any outside group or insurrectionists. No way! I did not know that about her GED. I was not aware of that. Now, she has a couple of different criminal charges. She, flipped a vehicle and left the scene or some shit. Didn't show up for court. The majority of Americans... Hold on. Majority of Americans want Trump criminally charged and removed from office, and his approval rating has plummeted. Slim majorities of Americans want to see President Donald Trump removed from office, barred from holding office in the future, and even charged with a crime over his role in provoking his supporters' violent attack on the U.S. Capitol building, according to new polling. This is from a Washington Post ABC poll that was released today. 56% of respondents believe Trump should be removed from office. A Pew poll similarly found 54% believe it would be better for the country if Trump were to be removed. There is nothing wrong with getting a GED. But it's kind of weird if a member of Congress just got one not that long ago. And she happens to be a little... Longtime Trump advisors connected to groups behind rally that led to Capitol attack. Roger Stone, Steve Bannon, Michael Flynn all promoted the January 6th rally. While none of them spoke at the actual rally, Stone whipped up a crowd of Trump supporters in Washington the night before, telling them the president's enemies sought nothing less than the heist of the 2020 election. And we say, no way, Stone said at a January 5th rally. Flynn promoted the so-called Jericho March, a rally of Christians to pray, march, fast, and rally for election integrity. Flynn said, we're in a battle for the heart and soul of the country. None of these people being involved surprised me in the least. So Jake Sherman is claiming that McConnell is seriously considering impeachment. That's what I said the other night. I think it's a response to Republican donors threatening to pull their funding. Because Republicans can't fundraise small dollar donations the way Democrats can. And they will get crushed. The best way to think of it, Sherman said, the transaction that Republicans conducted with Donald Trump for many years we'll put up with the nonsense because we're getting good policy and judges and good foreign policy out of it. That transaction has run dry. He has outlived his usefulness to the Republican Party. That is correct. And I'm sure, I've said it many times, I bet Mitch McConnell is ready to be finished with him. Sherman continues, right now, they're trying to move on to a new party in many respects, and people like Liz Cheney have made the calculus that that new party will be better without Trump. I think there's probably a middle ground here that Kevin McCarthy is striking, which is, this is pretty bad, but we're not going to impeach him because it's not proper right now. We will see if there is movement on impeachment. We very well could see a trial in the Senate at some point in time next week. More than likely, it's going to take place 21st, maybe? We don't know. It's Nancy Pelosi has the articles of impeachment. When is she going to send them to the Senate? We now know that more articles of impeachment will be filed. Next week, Marjorie Taylor Greene has stated she will file articles of impeachment against Joe Biden. Hasn't even taken office yet. And they're wanting to file a motion to impeach. Where are the Republicans? We watched them one by one come up, talking to the microphone. Ask for unity. Yes, goddamn it. Right-wingers are fucking morons. They all came up, they asked for unity. How are we going to heal? How are we going to move past this if you're wanting to impeach? Where are those representatives saying this to their colleague, Marjorie Taylor Greene? Let's give it a watch.
And yes, 10 or so Republicans did this as well. We'll have more on that in a bit. Congresswoman, I understand, though, you have something pressing, something important.
Lunatic indeed, Kyle.
You'd like to share with everybody.
Yes, I would like to announce on behalf of the American people, we have to make sure that our leaders are held accountable. We cannot have a president of the United States that is willing to abuse the power of the office of the president.
That's why we're impeaching Trump. You're making the case for why impeachment was necessary for Donald Trump. Representative Greene, please continue.
and be easily bought off by foreign governments, foreign Chinese energy companies, Ukrainian energy companies. So on January 21st, I will be filing articles of impeachment on Joe Biden.
Wow. Articles of impeachment on Joe Biden on his first full day as president. I'm looking at Hunter. Well,
I'm looking at Hunter Biden over here, is what he's saying. Man, I've got a right-wing friend that has sent me so many pictures that supposedly came from the laptop that are Hunter Biden with his niece or something. Holy shit, is it crazy? Right-wingers are fucking morons. Now, I mentioned it earlier. Trump has said that he will leave a few hours before the inauguration. Going to fly on Air Force One to Mar-a-Lago one last time. And it will be true. It will be true. And where are the Republicans that popped up? They've been trying to remove this president since day one. Where are they responding to Marjorie Taylor Greene? Just like the ones calling for unity, responding to Marjorie Taylor Greene. Where are they? She is going to be a joke her entire tenure, and hopefully her tenure isn't even that long. I really do believe she was probably involved in those reconnaissance tours. Trump may give final remarks as commander-in-chief during a farewell ceremony at Joint Base Andrews. Last week, the president announced he will not attend the inauguration. Does it have the Biden quote? Biden said, for once, it's one thing he and I can agree on. Something to that effect. That's not an exact quote. Vice President Mike Pence and Second Lady Karen Pence are expected to attend Joe Biden's inauguration. We will be here live, streaming the entire day. We'll see when Donald Trump is expected to speak. I may come on, carry Trump, carry the inauguration, and carry the war that ensues in the streets of the Capitol as our great nation falls. Because as I said, National Guard at Capitol authorized to use lethal force in aftermath of mob. The dramatic escalation in authorities granted to the 20,000 Guard troops stationed in D.C. is only the latest response to last week's massive security failure. But even though they've been authorized to use lethal force, that will not stop people like this.
Hello,
I don't know what that means.
brothers and sisters, welcome to the People's Bridge. It just started to drizzle a little bit. Does Chicago think I'm leaving my post? Hell no, I'm not.
The inauguration is noon Eastern time, yes. You'll be able to join us and go back and watch it.
To the Patriots. This is the Patriots Bridge today. Patriots.
Almost guaranteed. I don't know if it'll be next week, but I almost within the first 6 months. I'm calling it now.
All I had up was the word hold. Patriots were getting it. They were honking up with one word that I had it hung so far. And the first...
Well, you know me, I do politics, so I gotta do Biden. And it's not as early for me.
CPD. Lights and sirens. And a thumbs up to boo.
But nothing is going to deter people like this. Also happening next week, along with the inauguration, is going to be a $500,000 deep cleaning of the White House. The building has been at the center of 3 COVID-19 outbreaks, probably more. Oh my God. And imagine how many Republican Congress. We now know of 4 Democratic Congresspeople that have caught COVID as a result of sheltering in place during the Capitol riots. Think about how many Republicans have it and aren't telling us and aren't divulging that information. Patriots in this context does indeed mean seditionists. Yes, we're gonna go over that. They have been taking shit out of the White House, or maybe we did that last night. I'm sorry, but we had pictures of Dave Navarro. No, I'm sorry, Dave Navarro. That's the guitarist. Peter Navarro is the White House advisor. Was taking a picture out of the White House. It was actually a really cool picture. It was Trump, but it was cool. It was Xi Jinping. Somebody else was taking a bust of Lincoln or some shit. A deep clean between administrations is expected, but contracting extra companies to help at this scale is unprecedented in modern times. The deep clean is usually carried out by White House staff in a 6-hour slot when both the incoming and outgoing presidents are at the inauguration ceremony. Alongside cleaning the property, the workforce of up to 100 White House staff carry out small maintenance jobs. So they brought in extra companies. Oh, I'm sure Clinton. Fuck Clinton. Seriously. I do remember. I was still like a teenager. I was pretty young, but I remember Clinton stealing shit from the White House. Stole all the W keys. That's right. Now that's trolling right there. Okay, so we talked about the pictures of shit being taken out of the White House. Among those pictures have been some that have markings that say Presidential Library gifts. Signs of presidential library plans spotted at the White House. It looks like some mini baseball bats are in there. President Trump racks up gifts from all around the country and the world. Based on the label on the storage bins, it appears Trump has a similar idea to George W. Bush, who has a lot of his gifts from his time as president up at his presidential library. Considering Trump's been impeached twice and has suffered major blows in his business lately, he might face challenges. But we all know about him having his name on buildings, so you gotta think he's gonna try. But shit, I think he's gonna be in a lot of legal jeopardy. And here's a question that I don't know the answer to. Can somebody Google that? George W. Bush. Can you find out if you're impeached? Do you still get a presidential library? That's like a private thing. That's not the federal government giving you a library. That's just a library named after you. You raise private money, right? There's no way to stop you from having a presidential library. Now, even after all that we've talked about tonight, all the Trump associates involved in the siege, Pompeo still suggests that Trump should get the Nobel Peace Prize. These people are shameless. Now, Producer Dave, would you take a trip to Trump's presidential library? So yeah, here's Mike Pompeo on his Secretary of State account tweeting out Nobel Prize. Because here's the deal. They've had all these normalization They keep calling it peace agreements. It's been normalization of relations so that they could sell arms to these countries. Like they wanted to sell fucking planes to the UAE, and that's what they're calling a peace deal. I don't think selling military wares to a country is a fucking peace deal. That's just me, though. Mike Pence finally calls VP-elect Kamala, fuck, do it every time. Finally calls VP-elect Kamala Harris to offer congratulations. In the first known contact between the elected members of the outgoing and incoming administrations, that's wild. Exactly, because of the wrestler. Who also was named Harris. His real name was Harris. Fucking freaky. And like Melania hasn't reached out to Jill Biden. There was a story about that. Now we did find out one last huge lie from the Trump administration on their way out the door. Vaccine reserves were exhausted when Trump administration vowed to release it. When Health and Human Service Secretary Alex Azar announced this week that the federal government would begin releasing coronavirus vaccine doses that had been held in reserve for second shots, no such reserve existed. According to state and federal officials briefed on the distribution plans, the Trump administration had already begun shipping out what was available starting at the end of December, taking second doses for the two-dose regimen directly off of the manufacturing line. Now health officials across the country who had anticipated their extremely limited vaccine supply, as much as doubling beginning next week, are confronting the reality that their allocations will remain largely flat. Holy shit. Oh, yes, you make a very good point. As Ivanka reached out to Joe Biden's mistress. Damn, dude, that was a good one. Also, scary news out of Norway. I'm hoping there's more to this story than just the headline that anti-vaxxers have been sharing out. 23 people die in Norway after receiving the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine. And the New York Post has been the first reputable organization, and I use reputable very loosely, somewhat trusted news organization to share it out. Every other place that I saw it before the New York Post was sketchy as fuck. 23 people died in Norway within days of receiving their first dose of the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine, with 13 of those deaths, all nursing home patients, apparently related to side effects of the shot. Okay, so only about half of them. That was what I was getting ready to say. If they're all nursing home patients, that kind of skews the data a little bit, because how likely were they to die anyway? They were already... But it does say nursing home and not hospice. I don't know if there's a distinction in that, because this is Norway. All 13 were nursing home patients and at least 80 years old. Oh shit, they were all over 80. While officials aren't expressing serious concerns, they are adjusting their guidance on who should receive the vaccine. The news comes just over a week after officials reported the deaths of just 2 nursing home residents after they received their doses of the Pfizer vaccine. Charles Barkley thinks athletes should get the vaccines for... What? What? He's had a lot of really shitty hot takes. I thought about the Bad Batch thing as well. Okay, so you're right. Yeah, I didn't even thought you were informing me of this. It's on the page I got up here. Why Charles Barkley thinks athletes should get COVID-19 vaccines first. Shit. Do we have video of it? Yes, let's watch it.
300 million shots. Giving 1,000 to some NBA players.
What about NFL?
NFL, I'm just getting ready to say NFL players, hockey players. Listen, as much taxes as these players pay, let me repeat that. As much taxes as these players pay, they deserve some preferential treatment.
For life.
Wow.
Yes.
The amount of money you make.
No, I said taxes. I didn't say the amount of money you make.
Well, that's on taxes.
I'm saying the amount of taxes these guys pay.
No. We can't go there. No. I don't think you could go there. I'm clear in front of the line.
We need 300.
You know, with the amount of taxes that Pfizer... I don't remember. I think Pfizer didn't actually get tax dollars. I think it was Moderna. I can't remember which one. One of them got tax money to develop their vaccine. Yeah, because they travel, because they're exposed to blah, 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 blah. Dude, wow, what a rich fucking dick. Send Chuck to the gulag. Holy shit. All right, let's end the show on a positive note, shall we? This weekend marks the 99th birthday of legendary actress Betty White. Betty has told People Magazine she's going to be turning 99 on Sunday. She told People Magazine exactly how she's going to be spending her birthday. Sharing her tips for always finding the bright side of life. I don't like the other side. The positive side is a lot more fun. Look at what a hottie she was. Still is. She's still a hottie. I watched some Golden Girls Christmas time. I'm glad AI pictures of Trump is starting to take off. They've got a lot more people in the room right now. One of the vaccine companies did it all privately. She's going to be spending Sunday visiting with close friends and bringing food to my animal friends. Apparently, she really likes to feed ducks. Once again, she stresses having a sense of humor as being the key to living a long life. All right, guys. That's going to do it for me. I'm going to send you over to some of my favorite gals, the Feminist Critique. If you're on Twitch... So go ahead, light one up, tip one back. It's all right to have a little fun before you hit the sack. I'm Justin Freakin. We will see you Monday night on the Troll Patrol live.